You ever talk to a friend or a family member that has a bad habit, but for some reason they don't see it as a bad habit? They will tell you every single reason, rhyme, and answer to why that thing is okay for them to do, but not that they should just stop. Bad habits are something that consume all of us. Every single person has something they wish they could quit, but very few and very little are able to actually do so. In this video, I'm going to show you my 3-step process into quitting bad habits and be cured within a week and a half.
All right, now before we get started, I wanted to say I've used this model many times in my own life and my client's life, but most recently I used this on a habit that I have been trying to eliminate or thinking about eliminate for almost 3 years now. And I was finally able to do it in only a week and a half. And this guide is the exact system I use to quit nicotine. Now, very bad habit, right? A lot of downsides. Some can argue there's some upsides, but long story short, I was able to quit it with this 3-step guide in the matter of a week and a half, and I'm going to show you the exact process. All right, let's get into it. So, number one, if you don't already know, we have to choose the habit you're going to eliminate, obviously. Now, if you clicked onto this video and you've been watching, you probably have a habit in mind. You have something that you know is pressing that you want to get rid of. But if you don't, the easiest way to find out is think about your goals, where you're going in life in terms of direction, and what directly goes against that, right? What contradicts it the most? For example, if you're trying to get fit, you're trying to look good, go to the gym, maybe improve your cardio. If you're smoking, obviously that's decreasing it. So that's something you got to quit. Maybe you're scrolling on your phone too much, but you're trying to build a actual skill. Maybe you're trying to, learn an instrument or, get outside more. Your phone is directly contradicting that. So that's got to go. Anyway, now you have your habit in mind. You know what it is you have to eliminate. So number one brings us to mentality, right? Most people wait until they're at the rock bottom point to decide to make a difference, right? Like these three here. They wait until they've woken up and shit has hit the absolute fan for them to make the change. Now, I'm telling you now, you can make the change without hitting rock bottom. This is what I did a week and a half ago. I psychologically tricked myself into believing that I had to quit the habit there, then, and now, and I was able to do it so quickly, right? So don't let yourself get like these guys, get to that rock bottom point. I'm telling you, you can do it before you get there. The best way to do that is grab a piece of paper and you're going to write down 10 reasons why the habit is bad for you. Read them out loud, okay? Write them down, read them out loud. Now, consciously, your brain has been convincing itself why it's acceptable for you to partake in this habit, right? Whatever it is, maybe there's some upsides, maybe you have a condition. For me, I have ADHD, so I told myself that nicotine pouches were okay to use because my brain was not working the same as everybody else's, right? And I was so convinced that I didn't even feel bad about doing it because I was so certain that it was acceptable, that it was okay to do, right? So you kind of have to backtrack a little bit and you have to now convince yourself why it's not okay to do those things and say them out loud, right? It's your job to change your own mind. It's going to be hard to do, but you have to do it repetitively. Get it out on paper, read it over and over and over again, and literally tell yourself it's going to be stupid, but say, you're a pussy if you can't quit this. You are a bitch if you get taken down by whatever the habit is. Like, sit down and psychologically tell yourself why it's bad, why you have to quit, why you have to quit now until you believe it yourself, right? All right. Identify the feeling you get from the habit, right? So now you know what the habit is. You know you have to quit the habit. Now you have to figure out why you even did the habit in the first place or what you gained from the habit, right? Example, stress relief, distraction, pleasure, whatever it is. Once that's identified, you have to choose a healthier alternative, right? So let's say you scroll on your phone. A lot of people use scrolling as a distraction, right? They have a pressing task they have to do, but they use their phone as a sort of, escape from reality. So if you find yourself doing that, maybe you go on a walk. Maybe you put all social media aside. Instead of sitting there and scrolling, you go on a 10-minute walk or a 5-minute walk, right? Choose a healthier alternative. It doesn't have to be a direct correlation, right? It doesn't have to be the exact feeling for feeling, but the closer you can get it is going to help you out because it's going to feel similar when you're making the transition. All right, number 2 is plan of attack, right? So I like to use what's called the division method. So first what you're going to do is calculate the amount or frequency in which you're partaking in this habit. So what I did is I looked at my bank statements. I saw how many times I was going to the store. I bought Zinzat, then divided it into how many times I was buying it a week, divided that into how many I was consuming a day, and then turned that into milligrams. Now I knew exactly how many milligrams I was doing each and every day, so now I was able to divide. So easy way to do it for if it's screen time, obviously just look at your screen time, whatever social you're trying to get rid of or whatever it is, look at that number. Maybe it's junk food, look at your grocery bill, look at how many bags of chips or whatever it is you're buying a week. Find a way, do some digging, find out how many or frequency you're doing this habit every single day. You need to know how much you were doing so you know how much to get rid of, right? Now it's time to divide. First, cut it completely in half. You're going to be surprised by how little your body actually needs this thing. So a good first split is right in half, right? So easy example, you were doing 20 cigarettes a day, divided by 2, that's now 10 cigarettes a day right off the bat. Now, the dose down intensity. There are 3 different intensities you can do. I wouldn't recommend number 1, but we're going to go through them all. So number 1 is super extreme, cold turkey. In this case, you wouldn't even have to divide because you're just going to quit completely. Now, if you decide to do this and you decide to go crazy, that's awesome. There's other stuff in this video that's going to help you as you're quitting, but I would go with number 2, which is the most effective, and it's the reduction every 3 to 4 days. Or you feel like that's too hard to manage, the lighter approach, right? Reduction every week. So what I mean by this, let's say you choose number 3, which is what I did myself. You start with, let's go back to this example. Where are we? There we go, right? 20 cigarettes a day divided by 2, 10 cigarettes a day. We are now doing that for 3 to 4 days. Once that 3 to 4 days is up, you're subtracting again. Okay? Dose down until you're at 0 or a healthy amount. I'm going to explain this more in slide 11. Okay? Now, things you want to take into account. 1, withdrawals. All right? If you are on a medically addicting substance, for me, nicotine, maybe it's even alcohol or cigarettes or whatever it is, caffeine, know that there are withdrawals and know what to expect. So do some research, all right? Ask ChatGPT, go online, ask a friend who's been through it, know what to expect so you don't get taken down by the feelings, right? If you don't know you're going to have withdrawals or you don't know what they're going to be, once it happens, you're going to be more likely to quitting the addiction. You're going to be more likely to relapse because you're not expecting it. But if you stay strong, you keep your head on straight, you say, all right, I know what's to come. I know what to expect. I am strong. I'm going to push through it. Oh, here's that side effect. I knew that was coming. It's going to make it so much easier. So do some research. And if there are any side effects, know that they're coming and know exactly what they are. And number 2, obviously, expect the cravings, right? It's going to happen. Easy ways to eliminate the cravings are to be around it less. So if yours is junk food, immediately purge your fridge, purge your pantry, get rid of all the junk food, right? If it's screen time, maybe put your app on like a separate slide, like on your actual phone, like instead of on the front screen, like throw it way back there so you can't even see it, or hide it completely, right? Make it as hard as possible for you to actually get that addiction or get whatever your habit was. All right, and number 3 is support. As I was saying before, oftentimes you're gonna have to stay away from the situations, whether it's mental or physical, to control your urge. Physical would be like, let's say yours is drinking, right? You shouldn't be at parties. You shouldn't be hanging out with friends who are doing it. It's just gonna make you want to do it more. Now, you can go to a party and just not drink or be on your phone but not go on a certain social media app, but it's just going to make it harder. Why make it harder for yourself? You're already going through something challenging. Make it as easy as possible. All right? Cut out those urges, get yourself out of those situations, and count the wins, okay? Every day you move forward, you have to be proud of yourself. A lot of people aren't able to do this because it's hard. And as we know, if you're moving through a hard thing and you achieve you know, a hard outcome, then it's going to be more worth it, right? So count the wins and be proud of yourself, all right? Every day you do it is a win. All right, now, as I was saying before, dose down into a healthy level or to zero. This would be if it's an exception, right? So if you believe that you can safely partake in this habit, then you can set a healthy amount per day or per occasion, right? Let's say your thing is social media. You don't want to be on Instagram as much. 15 minutes a day after all crucial tasks are complete. You feel like that's fair. You feel like you're still being productive. You can make that goal for yourself, right? Once you've dosed down to this completely, you can say, all right, I'm going to give myself 15 minutes a day. Fine. Or only drink on X, Y, and Z holidays, right? Maybe you love to drink, you're quitting, but you don't want to quit completely, but you think you could do it safely and effectively on these 3 days or these couple holidays, or once a month on one weekend day or whatever it is. Make a goal with yourself and tell somebody about it, right? You want to have someone keeping accounted for you. You want to just, not just for you, but know that there's someone out there that remembers what you said and they're like, hold on, you can't have that drink, or maybe you shouldn't be on your phone. So you can make that little rule with yourself if you feel like it's appropriate, but only if you know that you can stick to it. If not, then there's no point of even doing any of this. All right. And as I said, remember, anything that is worth working for has much more of a beneficial reward, right? If it's hard, it's worth it. It's hard because a lot of people aren't willing to do it. So count your wins, right? Know what to expect. Keep your mentality strong. Be around people who are going to push you forward. And good luck to you all. I'm going to be posting on my story daily about my journey. Today is my first day of zero nicotine at all. I did the aggressive dose down, so I went from 10 to 5 to 5 of a different milligram to 2 to now today is 0. So I figured I'd post this video, get on here, and hopefully get people to quit some bad habits. Right? We got a month until the new year, but let's get a jump on it. Let's kick a bad habit before January 1st. If you need additional support, if you are trying to do this, it's something that you've been trying to do, leave a comment. All right, I'm sure a lot of people have been struggling with this, and it's not easy. So look around you, find someone who maybe wants to go through the same thing and bring them through it. Be like, come on, man, let's fucking quit a bad habit before New Year's. All right, and good luck to you all. As always, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have topics you want to bring up in these videos, leave it in the comments, and good luck.